How does the hip get going? How do you get the hip to rotate? Yeah, so you gotta drive off that right toe is essentially what's happening. So you're doing it naturally. I don't want to get into like all the technical pieces, but you've got to let yourself drive off this right side. Yeah, that's gonna bring it. Otherwise you're gonna look like this. You look stupid. Right, yeah. Okay, so you're gonna really try to get that hip around like you did on the last one. Okay, good. You gotta pick up. I win. Alright, couple more focus on that. Then we're talking about time. And this will give you quite a lot of stuff to kind of work on. Okay? Alright. Your goal is what right now? What's our focus? Yep, in the hip. Alright, here we go. Good. Good. Keep in mind that this is too much. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing too much with this hip. I just need you to get the feel of it coming around. Good. Almost. You saw she's laying on 2 feet every time. Now this is overdone. Okay, so everybody in the video here. This is overdone. She's rotating her hip probably too much. But that's okay because you need to get the feel of how the hip comes. And then once you get, now that you have that feel, that's much better than you like being locked up like this. Okay. I am not going to try to combine these two because there's two other things that I want to work on. I want you to work on the arm. Make sure you have a good arm. Don't just let it be its good self. Okay. The hip will really start to make you feel better with that. Where do I really want the hip? Well, it should really look like that. So you come like here, and you can be turned more here, more. It just depends. Okay, that's not like there's no hard and fast rules on that. Some coaches will say you got to be like this. As long as your hip's back, you're fine. Okay, you just don't want to come like this because then that looks stupid. So somewhere in here, my hip's gonna be back. I'm gonna drive and I'm gonna swing, okay, and I'm gonna land. Most of the time, my hip will be parallel, maybe a little bit beyond parallel to that. Sometimes you might end up like here. Like it might just happen. I might not get my hip all the way around. But you don't want to end up getting into this split position where you were because that's you jumping off your left foot. You don't want to jump off that left foot. You want to jump off the right foot and drive. So even if it ends up being a little sideways, as long as the hip's activated, it's good. Right now you need that hip up, getting the feel of driving that hip. If you feel you're landing on one foot all the time, then you're doing something wrong. And you're splitting your feet. Something's not right. Your feet shouldn't split as much as they were. They might split a smidge depending on the ball, but for the most part that wouldn't happen. Make sense? Okay, now, finish-wise, I want to get your finish and then I want to get your timing. You keep wanting to finish over here because somebody told you to finish over there. I'm not a big fan of that.
It's a recent thing that my coach at my house believed, so I'm not like fully.
Okay, yeah, don't get married to that. Okay. And the reason is, it's like I said, it puts torque and it puts a lot of. What's happening is you.
Sorry.
Alright, that's okay. I think everybody's sick. So what happens is you want to decelerate the arm safely. So I want you to basically aim for your left leg. Yeah. Think about, I call it in the pocket, right? So finishing in the pocket. Just imagine there's like a pocket on your left leg. You put your hand into that pocket. Okay. Now, if you really want to get technical, I'm not finishing across my body. Okay? Because when you hit, you really should look like this. This is what I should look like. Okay, now watch when I just drop my arm straight down. Where is it? So if you're getting good extension, you know, kicked off, your head's kind of kicked off to the side, you're kind of up like this anyway, right? It's only if I was like this that it would feel like I'm over here like this. But that's really not how you should position it. You should extend it, taking your head off to the side a little bit. And then I would basically be coming straight down the middle, and it would kind of air towards my left leg. Does that make sense? Okay. So I want you to right now just take a swing and finish on your left side. Yeah, good. All right, now I'm gonna just give you a toss. Reverse. I'm gonna give you a toss, and I want you to finish in your left pocket. You can take those arms sleeves off.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take them off.
Go ahead. There we go. That's a pretty aggressive swing.
Sorry.
No, I don't want you to say I'm sorry. I want you to realize how that feels, so that when you go hit, that's the kind of aggression I want you to get in your swing.
Yeah, but the thing is that's hitting like straight down. When it will go in the net if I swing like that, so I have to.
No,
Yeah.
timing.
Okay.
It's not your swing. Timing. You're trying to use your swing to compensate for your bad timing. All the time. You're like that. So what's happening is you're kind of like a middle hitter. That like when if you ever hit middle.
I was in my whole life until this year.
Alright, there you go. That's all coming to fruition. I see. So what happens is, think of it this way. So here, I'll break it down as a middle hitter. This is what happens in middle hitters all the time. The ball starts getting tight. So what you guys start doing is this. Right? Yeah. So then you just lift your arm up and punch at it versus taking like a full swing on it because you're too tight. So what you're doing is you're using those compensation things to deal with your timing issue. Yeah. I need you to take a full swing and not care if you bury it into the net.
Okay.
Okay, so your goal is to punch your arm down through. We're gonna start in the back row, like or back row attacks, and I want you to finish into your pocket, okay? And then we're gonna try to go outside. I want you to take like a full approach.
Oh my god.
That's okay. Full approach, swing down. Where'd you finish? Okay, where I want you to finish? Yes. Full swing, full swing. Yes. Getting nice action on that ball coming out of your hand. Doing a good job. Make sure your hand's not like scooping.
Yeah.
Right? You have a tendency to do that? You're like,
Oh no, I just was noticing.
oh, yeah, just think here. I mean, in truth, it's not that big of a deal. Like your arm will eventually find its own path. I'm just giving you a cue right now. Good. Okay, now, same thing, try to hit it. What's up? Try to hit it on the end line over there. Like crank it over there.
Okay.
Okay? So you're doing the same thing that you just did. I want that full arm swing, finish in your pocket, but I want the ball to go deep. Okay? All right, here we go. Full approach. Here's my approach. You want me to set it?
I don't know.
Do your normal. Just start your left foot with my toss.
Okay.
Your pocket. You really said, no. No, I didn't. It's okay. There we go. Let everything just relax. Let your body just come around and finish in your pocket. Easy, easy, easy. Finish your pocket. Yes. skittish over there?
Kinda.
Yeah, so it's feeling weird because you're not quite getting the extension.
Okay.
Okay, but it'll come. So do you understand the finish of the pocket over there?
Yeah.
So just to understand the full arm motion without me like overcooking this for you. What really should happen, so what's really gonna happen is, and you do this really well. This is drawing, now we're getting rotation. Right here, I'm gonna start to drive and get extension, right? But as you're coming here, you should be leaning your head off to the side. And now I'm coming here. This is called an elbow exchange at the top here. So from here, you go here to here, that's an elbow exchange. That's where power's coming from. But now, drop that shoulder, reach. Right, now finish that. See, you're finishing. The arm just like dropped right to here, right? Yeah, that's what would happen. So if you look straight on, my hip would look like this. Boom, that's what it would look like.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The key that you have, when you draw and you extend, you have an elbow exchange. If you don't draw, you have no elbow exchange, so you don't have the end of the whip, you don't have the power of the whip. Does all this make sense that I've given you so far?
Yeah.
Because I want to talk to you about timing because your timing's messed up.
Okay.
You telling me you're a middle helps me understand why your timing's messed up. It's okay. But that's good to know that, right? Because that's information that I could have had earlier.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. You are doing a very good job on a pin for having been in the middle. So it's good. No, it's hard. Timing's hard. Okay, so first off, I don't necessarily need you to have a four-step approach, but I want you to have a four-step approach. You don't have to use it, but you need to know how a four-step approach works.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do a four-step approach? Okay. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. That was 3 steps.
I don't know how to do that.
Which is okay because most middles and right sides use 3 steps and a lot of outsides use 3 steps. But what the problem is, it's hard to learn to time a 3-step for a pin hitter. Like right sides, it's a little easier, okay? But outsides, it gets a little bit trickier. So a 4-step approach is a little bit better to learn for timing, and then you go to a 3-step approach. So I don't want you to think of this as a 4-step approach, because you're not a 4-step approach person, you're a 3-step approach person. It's the easiest way to do it. Ready? I'm gonna take a step, and then do my 3-step approach. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a step, and now my 3-step. That's it. So put your right foot back, take a step. No, with your right foot. Take a step with your right foot. Now do your 3-step. 4-step, congratulations.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all there is to it. Okay. Don't think of it as a 4-step. Because it really is just a timing step anyway. But I want you to understand it so I can explain this timing to you. Because this is what your problem is.
Yeah.
Alright. I mean, you got a million problems, but this is not just kidding. Alright, so start like this, put your left foot forward. Put your weight like kind of up on your left foot. There. And just take a step with your right. Now, do your 3-step and make sure you get good hip rotation. Go ahead. Good. That's what I want you to practice.
Okay.
Just so you can, because I'm going to explain timing to you. Alright. Now, how have you been told to time the ball? You never told anything?
No.
It was like, good luck, Sarah, go ahead, hope for the best.
Well, I mean, I was taught as a middle to hit, and then I kind of just went to the right side and hit the ball.
Okay. Alright. So, which is probably better than being told anything else, because sometimes they tell you to like base on the ball, how you like to peek at the ball and stuff. Those aren't great cues. If we're running a 4-ball outside, you're on your first step, and my hands are on the ball on a 4-step approach. Roughly. Okay, now this is just rough, because maybe your setter sits a little higher or lower, you jump a little higher or lower than your other outside, or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But in general, when my hands are on the ball, your first step is down. Would be a good timing for an outside set. 4-ball, high ball. Okay. If you're running something lower outside, or you're running a right side, then you would be on your second step when my hands are on the ball. So that would be like doing a 3-step approach. Okay, so it would be the same as a 3-step approach. Does that If you're running a shoot to the outside, which is a little, or a shoot to the back, you might be on your third step, which would be like right here, right before my punt, or my gather step. I might hit that before I do the shoot. That would help us. Does that make sense? So it'd be like hands on the ball, and I'm up. So it's super fast. In the middle, you probably would you run the two balls?
Well, I think it would be 4.
No, in the middle.
Oh, in the middle?
Yeah. What would you hit?
I mean, I think all of them.
Like a one ball?
Yeah.
A true one? You know, true one means you're up in the air when my hands are on the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be a true one.
Well, I mean, I don't know because it's like a lower, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
I didn't
So,
even know like high school stuff.
right, you just played high school. Okay. So on this outside ball, I want you to just get the timing down so that your right foot is down and my hands are on the ball. Okay. And you're probably gonna mess this up. It's okay. Because you're used to just 3 step. But take a step and then do your 3 step. Do it out. Ready? Step, 3 step. Good. That's pretty good. So, when that actually, honestly, that was extremely impressive. I've rarely ever seen a kid be able to do that.
Oh, wait.
So seriously, like most kids will do like some convoluted, like approach after that. You did a really good job. So nice one.
Thank you.
Should you be hitting the ball on the way up or on the way down? Like when you're on the way up, should you be on your way up or on your way down? Correct. Preferably like right at peak. Like
Yeah, I was
right.
gonna say like.
Yeah.
There.
Well, yeah, but you still want to, you don't, I mean, there's an old mentality of like hitting on the way down. I don't particularly like it because I feel like it makes everybody really early. So you're just early. Have you hit a lot of balls off coaches' tosses? Like your coaches toss a lot to you? So you notice that when I toss to you over there, I said take your left step when I toss. It's going to make you early when I step.
Alright. Okay.
So that's what I'm trying, like that's what's happening to you. So you're kind of like on your way down, you're waiting to hit. You should feel like you're up and swinging. You almost want to feel late, like I'm chasing the ball.
Okay.
Okay? So let's try that again. You're doing a really good job. And then we'll take a few right side swings just so we can talk about that. Remember, my hands on the ball, your right foot's down. Now, oh, stop it. What are we working on?
Timing.
Correct. Okay. So when you want to think, when you're up, you want to think rip it out of space. Don't let the ball hang up there, nothing. Get up and swing. Okay? So it's up, I'm drawing, swing.
Okay.
Rip it out of space. Now, you jump sideways. Right. Okay, so stop. Of course you did. You think you're going to be able to fix all this right now? Right. You've got habits that you've got to change. But now, do you understand how to change them?
Yeah.
Do you understand this timing that we're talking about?
Right.
Okay. So you can make changes. I told you. No sprinkle magical fairy dust to turn you into like how to hit it right. You got a lot of really good pieces, okay? You just got to keep working. All right. Get your time. Swing. You let that ball down. Do not let it drop. So you get in there, rip it. Let me film. Sometimes it's tough for me to see. No, I see. There's a little smirk. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks way better. Look at the body in it. So here. See here, here. Up. Look at your hips coming around. And extension, and you swing. Look, see? And look at how you landed. Right?
Yeah.
So see, it's all there. We just need to make that happen more often. That was way better. Like, that's a significant improvement. Like, so if you look, the timing was way better on this. We can make steps bigger, all sorts of stuff. But if you look at this, here we go. So timing wise, she's taking a 4-step walk. This could be a more explosive, but that's okay. And then look, nice position for the jump. Driving up, the hip is already starting to come around. And we land on 2 feet and we're soft.
Awesome.
Way better than where she was. And the arm, also, if you zoom in on the arm, she just lets that arm do its kind of natural thing. You can draw differently too. I mean, that's not exactly drawing low sometimes, but that's still good. That's where she does not want to lift that arm up.
Okay.
That's way better. Like, that's pretty good.
Okay.
For like understanding something, a lot new stuff being like just like pickles on a wall. Yeah, is it making sense?
Yeah.
Have you heard walk, explode before? Okay. So that's usually a good way to think of it because timing happens here. Okay? Now what happens on it, this is why 3 steps sometimes is problematic. It's not that you can't do it, it's just you have to be aware that you're combining 2 steps into one. So in a 4-step approach, it's timing for your first step. All right. But what happens is instead of timing my first step, now I combine it with my second step, which is power. Okay. So if you think about it, this is timing. This foot right here is power because I've got to drive off this foot. This is direction, which we can talk about in a later date. And this is a gather step.
Right.
Okay. But what happens is you end up putting the first 2 pieces together into one step. So what was happening to you over there was you would go like this and kind of stop. Then you would like swing into it like that. And what's happening on that is you don't have any power. You're not coming off that foot with power. So the timing, and this is why I brought you over here to the left side, is in the step, not when the foot hits. Okay? So like, I know it's gonna sound weird, but like this is the timing, like this. When this foot gets down, I'm going, because that's power. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Because if I don't get power. And then I just kind of jump weird. So I have to this is me timing. Now, I come off that foot. I gotta explode off that foot. And in middles, you'll see middles that'll punch it. Sometimes, you might punch the foot, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. Depends on the kid and the ball and wherever. So on this side here, you can do your 3-step approach pretty comfortably, okay? But I want you to make sure that now this left foot is down on my hands. And again, you're gonna have to play around with this in your setter. Okay, I don't have your setter here. So it could be like slightly after my hands, it could be slightly before my hands, but whatever, somewhere around there, okay? All right, but I need you to drive off that foot and get into your approach. You understand? So it kind of looks slow, and then I hit it and go. So you're like kind of chill, and then you just move up a smidge, a little deep. There you go. So you're moving, hit it. Yes. You gotta come off that foot. So I think what's happening to you a lot is you kind of step on that left foot, wait, and then do your approach. You can't do that. So now you're doing 4-step there. You just went to a 4-step. foot's gotta be back. There you go.
Oh, no, okay.
You feel how you didn't come off it aggressively?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. You gotta send that right leg. So that left, it's called the penultimate step. You know, we need to break everything with a single thing down, but that's what it's called. So you want it, this foot is like a medium step. If we did a 4-step, it'd be like kind of like a short step, a slightly longer medium step, and then that's my penultimate step. It's big. Yours is a little on the small side right now. That's okay. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying make a change. But the reason it's not as big is because you're not aggressively coming off that first step. Okay, so move over. Okay, so drive off that first step. Drive. Even more, throw that right foot further. Well, now you want to fly into the net, right?
Yeah.
How do you stop from flying into the net?
Jumping vertical.
Which is what foot helps jump vertically? Correct. Now you just shortened everything. You punked out on it. Send it. You gotta send it and really punch that left foot. More. Punch, punch, punch. Now is your hip coming around or are you not coming around? Don't get crazy with it. Okay, so just nice and here. Not bad. Yeah. All right, ready to try on? So time it so that your foot's down with my hands.
Okay.
Go. That might have been a little high. Wait just a little bit more. Wait, that was a really good swing there, by the way. Wait. Now, come on. Come on, close it. You're allowed to smile. Good swing. Get all. Don't try to hit harder. Try to hit quicker. Let the arm just, let everything just work. So now you contain that chunk. Let everything get big. All right, that's enough. So, you've hit more right side than you've hit outside, huh? Yeah. So, the reason it's good to work outside is you don't want to constrict your motion. You want to let everything get big. So, let's go back through everything and go through it all. Like, just kind of touch on things. So, number one with the arm. Do you have a nice arm?
Yeah.
Yes, don't mess with it. Don't let people mess with it. Okay, it can, I mean, it can loosen up a little bit and stuff like that. Sometimes you're a little muscly when you hit, but like that's good for right now, fine. Don't let it change. Like let it draw, let it rotate, let it extend. Okay, so it's basically draw, rotation, extension. Okay, so that's good. What do we work on with your approach?
Timing.
We did work on timing. We just worked on timing. What did we work on second though?
The hips.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you gotta let your hips come around. Okay. So depending on like the right side, sometimes for whatever reason, hitters can be better on this side. Like they just might get very used to it. But you've got to learn how to get that connected, not split. So like it's got to come from learning to do this and coming off the ground with triple extension, not just like turning my hip like this. Okay. So the hip, all right? Get used to feeling that rotate by doing those poppers.
Okay.
Just get comfortable with coming off the ground and feeling that hip activate. Clearly we did it too much sometimes, right? Like we way over rotated the hip. Like I told you, I want you to send it, okay? But I did that because I want you to feel the hip action and then you can like play around with it. Okay, you need to learn to hit with mechanics and whip, not with like muscle and trying to you need to learn how to be whippy. Okay, it's like why 6'4" guys that weigh 190 pounds can throw 95 miles per hour. Trust me, they're not going in the weight room and putting on a show. Okay, they just have an unbelievable ability to connect ground force all the way up into their hand, and when they release the ball, it has that whip into it. You understand what I'm saying? So quickness and speed are more your friend than trying to muscle it and just hit the living snot out of it. Okay. All right. We also worked on the finish. Where do I want you to finish your arm? No.
Oh.
Pocket. Right. Okay. So you're right. It's going to be here, right? But I'm going to finish it into the pocket. There's a way there tends to be a little overcooked on the whole wrist snap thing. Like people are like, snap your wrist. And I'm like, do you know what you're actually doing when you're snapping your wrist? Do you understand what's actually the... Yeah, but do you know how it's being created? Okay, I'll explain it real quick. What's really being done is, I'll use this little ball to show you. What's really being done is, the wrist snap is basically just connecting my hand to the ball for that split second, okay? What's really creating spin is I'm driving my arm over the ball like this. That's what's creating the spin. The reason I snap my wrist is so my hand just stays on the ball as I do that. But it's no different than me creating a cut. I'm just cutting the ball. That's all I'm doing. Okay? We create spin by cutting it. But watch. See this right here? Now watch. See how my arm went like this? That's what creates the spin. The elbow exchange. The hand snaps because that way I hold the ball. Otherwise I'd just go like this and it doesn't have power. It'd be like this. This has a lot of spin but doesn't have a lot of power, right? But if I let it rip, now I get a lot of power into it and the toss spin that I'm looking for. So I don't want it to just be a cut because that doesn't have power. But it needs to have a cutting motion and I just stay attached to it. That's why the hand needs to snap. Because it's basically grabbing the ball for a second. Because if I just go like this, if I just hit it like this, it doesn't really do anything. It's about grabbing it. That's what you're trying to do. Okay, but yeah, finish in your pocket. All right, work on finishing across your body. Do I have to finish across my body every single time I hit a ball? No, you don't. It wouldn't make sense. You're not going to always do the same thing every single time. Okay, so again, I'm speaking to you in general. This is a general way to approach. It's a general way to swing. And then you're going to adapt it and change a little. Everybody's arm swing is a little bit different. Everybody's approach is a smidge. There's no definite. There's just some things that I'm looking for, and then we just build it out from there. Does that make sense? Right. Timing on the outside approach on a 4-ball, what should it be?
Should it be on your first step when it's at the hands?
Right. How many steps are you using in that case? 4 steps. Okay. So on this right side, again, it depends on the set height. You can use a 3-step approach over on this side, but you have to find the timing. If I was probably setting you a little too high, if you want to retreat, probably a little slower, or I need to set lower. That was on me though. Okay. All right. And then work on when you're landing, feeling like you're landing on 2. If you feel like you're landing on 1 a lot, you're probably splitting into your approach. Or if you feel like you're collapsing into your landing, you're probably unbalanced. So when you land, you should feel like I'm right here, I'm pretty comfy, catching myself. All right, does that give you enough to work on?